I've been kind of scared to create this video because so often all I want is for someone to sit me down, perhaps make me a latte, and not blindly promise that everything's going to be okay, but to tell me that it's safe to hope. And that's the scary part, because hope is often labeled as delusional. But I've heard that word a few times now in reference to my life, and it doesn't feel like the insult it used to. Because, my dear Moonchild, what if it does actually work out? All your hopes and dreams and seeming delusions? That's a real possibility, So I made today's video for you, for the days you want to run away to the forest and rediscover your inner hope and wonder. You deserve that.
Hello, come on in. I'm so happy you're here.
Now let's summon your sense of wonder and refill your inner tank of hope so you leave today's visit with every bit of yourself tingling with excitement for the future. Of course, we'll visit Haven Hollow today. During our time there, it's important to allow yourself to dream, to not always settle for less. You're allowed to want. Secondly, remember to trust your inner magic. That's an elusive phrase, but don't worry because we'll work on it together.
Yes, and then of course, you can get lost in all the possibilities of everything going right. But it's important not to just get lost in them mentally, but to let them marinate into your soul fibers until they become part of your inner reality. My favorite place to marinate is in the enchanted forest.
Oh, good choice.
Why, thank you. I made you a latte for the journey. It's a brown sugar toasted marshmallow. We're gonna do a bit of running today, so I added a little lid for the journey so we can take it to go. Okay? Okay, come along.
To venture off to Haven Hollow, simply look around and you'll happen upon a trail of faintly glowing flowers. These flowers typically appear the brightest in times when life feels dark or muddy, casting little glimmers of hope in the fog. It's important that you keep an eye out for the flowers, as they can be easy to miss if you're focused only on the darkness.
Follow this trail of flowers and they'll lead you to your nearest fairy portal, through which you can enter to Haven Hollow.
In the hollow, just drift up past the winding river and to the outskirts of the town center. There you'll find yourself at the entrance to the enchanted forest. The enchanted forest, or sometimes called the unknown forest.
Really, the name that we call it really depends on why we're going there, as the forest serves a few different purposes. Ma'am, do you want to come sit with me? I think the audio is picking up your bath. Can you lick elsewhere? Hi. Why don't you sit up there?
The enchanted forest, or sometimes called the unknown forest, is a wonderful place to visit when you're searching for yourself, when you need to connect with the ancient wisdom of the trees and quiet outside voices of the rest of the village. It's a soul-searching escape for when you need to run away. So prepare your spirit, grab your skirt,
And I recommend going barefoot.
There's something grounding about the feel of the cool dirt squishing through your toes, skirt gripped in your hands, heart pacing at the ready. The earth beneath you zips through your feet, fueling you with a zing of energy as you begin to run, like your soul has perhaps longed to do for some time now. Step by step, you're practically floating into the forest, farther and farther away from the village. The voices swirling around you begin to quiet. As your pace slows, so do your thoughts and worries, and you're overcome with a heavy blanket of thick forest fairy magic. You breathe deeply And this thick enchantment simmers inside you, warming the cold or hardened energy that's been keeping you in survival mode. The thick magic gently pushes your shoulders down, relaxing your muscles, calming the tension in your chest as your breathing slows into a deep rhythm and the need to escape is replaced with wonder as you explore the trees. As you take your next breath in, a faint stream of golden fairy dust fills you up, the cold or hardened energy now fully warmed and amplifying your inner glow to help light your way. You venture deeper into the trees. The rest of the world has officially disappeared, and you start to hear the chatters and whispers of the forest life. Now, the ancient trees have been here from the conception of Haven Hollow, taking in all the life lessons that come naturally with such time and experience. As you go about your journey, feel free to glean from their wisdom, gaining insight and asking questions.
But fair warning. While the ancient trees always respond with helpful whispers, they'll often guide you back to your inner voice rather than solving problems for you.
Now that you're fully immersed in the enchantment of the wood, it's safe to consider your wants and dreams. Give yourself an uninhibited moment to envision in full detail these hopes of your heart. Reality is crafted in your mind, after all. Your thoughts weaving spells throughout each day. With your magic amplified here among the fairies and trees, allow these spells to become a reality. Sometimes we downplay or avoid deep emotions, even pleasant emotions like joy or wonder. Be intentional about allowing every bit of your being to embrace whatever emotions come up in their entirety. Belittling nothing and amplifying everything that surfaces from your heart, like placing every bit of your soul under a magnifying glass and giving it the attention for which it's been longing. Some dreams are straightforward and don't require much attention. Others may have lingered in your soul for a while, disguised as something else. Perhaps you long for this escape to an enchanted forest, but what you truly need under that desire is a moment to reconnect with your creative power in front of a canvas, or baking a masterpiece in the kitchen.
Or maybe there's no disguise in your heart wantings, and you truly do need some forest magic. I don't know, it's not my heart, so just do what it tells you.
You glance around and notice the details of the trees lighting your path. Each branch lit with sparkles of fairy magic and streaks of light from fairy flutters. Perhaps the image pulls you back to a distant memory, connecting to your younger self, peering up at a glistening Yule or Christmas tree with childlike awe. So much life has happened since you were that younger you, but she still accompanies you through life now. Whether or not she had the freedom to dream at that younger age, give her this moment to explore and hope for her dreams, revisiting them with her, choosing which dreams you still have, which might already be yours, and which you're happy to let go of and replace. Your focus returns back to the deep shadows of the trees, spotted with fairies, magic dripping like light-filled honey through the branches. Allow that sweet energy to drip right into your chest, adding to its warmth, soothing any hurt or unsettled memories that might have come up as you visited your younger self. Sometimes when we're met with challenges that push us to focus on survival, our dreams and wishes can become distant and cold as we focus on tending to our physical needs. Here in the wood, there's no need to quiet your heart or focus on finding safety. As you allow those fears and doubts to subside, the wishes you've kept in your soul swirl out and around you, surfacing like little strips of gold writing. glistening in the thick blanket of air, becoming tangible. Now it's important not to rush this process. Continue to truly allow each dream to come to life and play out before you. Some wishes you'll cling to. Others you might realize in this moment of reflection that you're ready to release. Choose each dream like you're shopping for ingredients to your very own cake, allowing each selected ingredient to swirl back inside you. Each of these dream ingredients simmer into your soul fibers and mix with your current reality to make a new creation of your choosing. Be sure not to belittle any aspect of your recipe, being careful to remove any doubts or shame that creep in, like you would a stray eggshell that swims in your batter. Perhaps until this point, you've survived on a recipe that made a very acceptable box cake mix. But you're very much allowed to bake a most elaborate chantilly cake if that's what you desire, with all the blueberries and strawberries you've always secretly craved. So be extravagant if you'd like.
I didn't know about chantilly cakes until I binged Great British Bake Off. My, what a show. I was hooked. And you can't binge Bake Off without having the propensity to pick up a spatula and some sugar and spend some time in the kitchen. So channel that same level of passion for creation. I know it's in you.
Now your soul is humming and your fingers tingling with the alchemy of creation. You know you're a divine creator. We've covered that your words are your spells, your actions are potions. Allow that power to sink into you and completely fill you up. Now a quick warning. With this awakened power and stronger inkling of hope, do remember that things won't always work out perfectly in the process of creating.
We do have to be careful when we talk about creative power, weaving spells with our words and our thoughts. Because while we do have a lot of power to craft our lives, that doesn't mean that... I've heard this thought many times that you attract everything in your life. And I just don't... If not every bad thing that happens to you is your fault. Not everything that's good that happens to you is of your doing. I picture it like a swirl of creative energy always moving around us and in us. But then the people in our lives also have that same swirl. And our swirls can overlap sometimes. And then underneath it all is this magical power that created us all in the first place. And there are so many of these creative swirls at play that it's like this organized chaos, especially as you go visit your younger self. Don't go thinking that if something horrible happened to her, that you somehow caused it. In fact, you can picture it like a little bit, like a little rock that's swirling in your creative swirl, and it just flies right out. Just let that go. And maybe it flies out and it turns into a little bit of fairy dust and seeps into the earth, or maybe it hits somebody in the forehead. No. Okay, where were we?
Now, it's important as you prepare for your departure to craft a quick spell for the times you need to call on this magic that you've conjured in the forest today. Perhaps a phrase readily makes itself known to you, an affirmation or statement to remind you of your power and all your dreams and all the possibilities. But if not, that's fine too. You can stay in the forest as long as you need, or if you need a little magic in between visits, join us in the village at village.samanthaboyer.com.